Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacconiana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home. Today I simply want to show off my collection of Penguin Cygnus Petrol lighters. I have 7 of them here, so my collection is growing pretty rapidly. There is an 8th in the back that I believe may be related, but it's not marked as such, so we'll take a look at it later. I know a lot of you like Zippos, and of course everybody likes the Thorns and all the semi-automatic type lighters, trigger action type. And that's great, whatever floats your boat. But for me, this is it. The Penguin Cygnus. I collect some other lighters too. I collect Zippos here and there. And the others though are more themed rather than that I'm a Zippo collector myself. Where if I run into a Penguin Cygnus or a lighter that even looks like this that I haven't seen before, I'm going to be looking to buy it. So you can see here there are 3 right up front that I would call the small variety, sort of like the small roller light that Dunhill did. Then in the back here we have the vertical ribbed, we have that's silver tone, we have the gold tone, which I believe is anodization, and it is very fancily engraved with scroll work and punches, and very nice fancy lighter that actually did not have a fill screw in it when I got it. I found one that I matched to it, and I assume it's a Cygnus, but I don't really know. The lighter itself was not marked, but I did put a Cygnus fill screw in it. Also have the green anodized, the silver tone aluminum that is painted with the scene of Mount Fuji. So those 3 are all full size.
Or those 4 are full size.
When I bought this black small Cygnus, it was listed as, and it is marked. If I can find the very small, see that says Super Cygnus patent 364149, and then I believe a symbol of some kind and the number 3858. It has a Cygnus fill screw, but the lighter itself is marked Super Cygnus. I had been told by a commenter on one of my YouTube videos that the Super Cygnus was an auto roller lighter, sort of like the auto roller light, that somehow there was part of the mechanism that when you actuated the roller, the arm came up. I have seen in other aluminum block lighters where supposedly somehow manipulating the wheel they will pop up, and I think that's the way the Super Cygnus is, but or at least the Super Cygnus that person described to me. This Super Cygnus just appears to me to be a small a small Cygnus lighter. And also much of the black anodization has worn off. But still really cool to find that lighter. I've had this one for a while. I bought this, I don't know, a few weeks ago, a month or two ago, from an eBay seller named Lightersaurus. I buy from him all the time. So he has auctions that he starts real low, and he'll combine shipping for you. So I don't remember how much I paid for this, but I was glad to get a small, this was my first small silver one. Then last week I found this one in a antique mall in South Oklahoma City, and I got to looking yesterday because it's in much better shape, but the file wheel is rusted, and I can clean that up. I just don't really want to take it apart. But I thought, well, maybe when I saw this one, maybe I ought to switch them out, and then I realized those rollers are different. So you can see here as a collector where at first blush I thought I might have two identical lighters that one was just in better condition than the other. In actuality, there are differences. Actually, maybe more differences than one. Well, maybe that's just due to the lack of tolerances or low tolerances, high tolerances. You tell me what the correct term is in the machining on this, because you can see the finish wasn't real good on that one anyway. You can still see the machine marks, the grooves. So maybe that's why that sticks out there further, is because it didn't get machined as well. Or maybe this one's just been worn down. I don't know. But anyway, regardless of that, the rollers are different. This one is vertical and these are sort of a cross-hatched. I'm not sure what you would call that pattern. So rather than switching them out, I'm just going to keep them the same. Keep them as they are. And I have a variation then in the silver tone small
Cygnus.
The full-size Cygnus that I have is brand new, and that was the box that it was in. But you can see that brand new one, it had the more fancy looking knurled up file wheel or roller rather than the just vertical striations of this first one that I showed you. So as I was saying, there are many different ways you can collect. Here I am looking for different colors and different patterns. There's painted on that one, different anodization colors on these, engraving on that one. But at the same time, you've got parts that you may want to collect, all the different variations in parts that were available. Here's another one that is very nice lighter. To me it looks like it had to have been made in the same factory. Everything's the same except it is marked Cornwall Slimline. So while this may not actually be technically part of my Penguin Cygnus collection, it'll always be just a step behind the rest of them over here, because like I said, I believe it is related. I'm becoming more of a collector as well, not just of the Cygnus, but as I mentioned earlier, I've got, I think, bids on 2 other variations of Cygnus lighters right at the moment on eBay. And I also just purchased another Bob Dylan Zippo last night. We'll have a video on that next week. But as I said, this particular video is not to go into a listing so that I can sell a lighter. This one is really just me as a collector showing off my collection. Leave any comments if you like, dislike the Penguin Cygnus, and let me know what lighters you collect as well. Until next time.